people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode 894 of the Immigration Answer Show. We are 6 episodes away from the 900th episode of the show. Today is August 21st, also known as August 25th, 2025. We will be here for take that, Huli. Huli's here helping me out. I appreciate her as always. I appreciate all of you joining us. Thanks for being here with us. Thanks for coming on TikTok or YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn or X, wherever you're watching us. Let us know. Hey, listen, if you've never left a comment before, just leave a comment. Let us know, even if you're watching this on the replay, just let us know where you're watching. We'd love to hear where you're watching from. We love to make new friends, and we love to hear where in the world, where in the United States people are watching. We got Sister Hair Braiding watching in Savannah, Georgia. I like Savannah, Georgia. I've been to Savannah, Georgia. That's where Paula Dean's restaurant was. I think she was a bit of a racist. No, her place just closed. It's also where the Savannah Bananas are from. It's also a place that I visited. I think one of the best art institutes in America is in Savannah. Isn't that right? The Savannah Art Institute. We got Nashville, Seattle, New York, New Jersey. We got an Aussie in NYC. Good to see all of you. I'm going to talk to Advise, Nathalia, JJ, and Perla. Advise, hello.
Hey Jim, how are you?
Awesome. How are you doing?
By God's grace, I'm doing well. Like my family and I'll tell you it's a story, and then nobody should laugh. I I do make my kids listen to your show because for them to appreciate how people go through to get to America and all those things. So like they think it's easy. So I have a quick advice I need from you. I did apply for I-140 NIW and it was approved. I'm a PhD student in my third year. And then I did also apply for EB1, which I got an RFE, which I did prepare the answers that I wanted to mail. And then my date became current.
Okay.
So I did email the office to inform them that they should withdraw the EB1 because the NIW we have already done the medicals and already mailed. A few days ago, I received an email that the EB1 has been withdrawn, but 2 days ago, I got a letter that the 485 has been denied. So my thinking is that I would like to put in an application to tell them that, hey, you guys made an error because my EB1 was withdrawn. So now, based on the climate, so I wanted a title that would be a diplomatic title, not like. So
Hey,
I drafted.
hey, dumbasses.
No.
Let's be clear. You mean the 45 that was attached to the EB1 got denied?
Yes, including my wife, my kids. So like I drafted a three title. The first one I said, request for reconsideration of denial of Form I-140 based on a withdrawal of Form I-140 not denied. 2, administrative oversight error for correction. And 3, request for reconsideration slope correction of erroneous deny of I-485 application. So I wanted the title of the letter that would catch their attention very quick for them to rectify. So I thought twice to ask for your advice.
I appreciate that. So for the NIW, has the I-140 been approved or it is still pending?
It has been approved and my date is current. And then we filed the medical thing to them. So that is why I want to play it nice. Other than that, I was I'll sue them that hey, you guys made an error. But so I just want to be nice to
Yeah,
them so
I
that they
appreciate.
don't mess up
You
my
sound like
case.
a nice, happy fellow. So I appreciate that, and that's great.
Oh, thank you, Joe.
I'm glad you got the I-140 approved. When did you file the I-140?
Uh, the the NIW was filed in September 2023, uh, and then the EB1 was filed in 2024 February 11th, and then I received a, RFE in May, and then they gave me the deadline of June, and then the RFE they gave me was this, that they wanted to find out the funding that I won, how many people have won that funding, and how many people applied, and what were the judges' criteria for giving me that. And then the publication too that I added, they also wanted to find out, like, it was a funding from British Columbia. It's called Ocean Defenders. So they pick scholars from around the world to do a chapter of that paper, which I co-authored one from Ghana. So, like, they wanted to find out that how people were picked from around the world to do that project. So I had all those things that I wanted to, and then I did attach a copy to my withdrawal that, hey, I have already responded to your listing. However, I have approved I-140 and my date is current. So I don't want any complication. Therefore, I'm paying with you to withdraw my I-140. And I mailed it on June 11th. On July 22nd, I called update that my EB1 has been withdrawn.
So, there was a time where you had two I-45s pending with USCIS. Is that right?
Uh, that to be correct, yes.
So when did you file? Which one did you file first? The EB1 I-45 or the NIW I-45?
Uh, uh, and I W.
Okay. And roughly, when did you file that one, my friend?
NIW, roughly about 1 year ago, because September, and then they did approve it in June.
Wait.
June.
Which I-45 did you file first? I thought you said the EB1 you filed, the EB1.
No, NIW.
Okay, so that was about a year ago?
Yes.
And then,
it was approved 2024 June on 18th.
okay, good. So you have an approved I-45. You're just waiting for the priority date to become current, and it's almost current. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and I have already mailed the medicals in May 25, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they received this in the month of August, they moved back that they have gone retrogression. So I'm waiting for October. That will be in current.
So you're just worried about this 45. The 45 that they said was denied was the EB1 45, and you just want to make sure.
Yes.
You just want to make sure it doesn't touch your NIW case.
Very good. So I just wanted to be nice. So that I'll say, hey, guys, just you made an error. That's
And have you checked online for the status of your NIW 45? It still says approved and all that stuff.
Yes. And then the funny thing and interesting thing is that they did I did apply for parole and a working permit. So they did approve all of it. My wife and I were working permit and all those things. And then they did approve for EB1 working permit and then all those things. But they my travel parole was not approved. So I did contact them. I said, hey, my wife and kids, five kids, all of them have been approved parole. But where is my? And they said, oh, we need you to go to the biometrics center and do only your two fingerprint, only two fingers biometric. I said, what is this issue again? So like I'm having back and forth with them. That's why I want to be nice.
So as we sit here right now, have you sent them anything in the mail after they denied the 45 on the withdrawn EB1?
Yes.
Okay.
I did ask because there's a Texas office that I mailed first to do a withdrawal, and then I mailed the National Benefits Center to inform them that hey, Texas has withdrew my my EB1, so kindly withdraw my I-140. But I haven't received a notice of a withdrawal, only that it shows on my page. And then I called them this morning at dawn, early in the morning, and then officer told me that, hey, I see that it has been withdrawn. So they don't understand why the 485 was denied.
I would stop talking to them. I would just let it all play out. If you don't get your green card in October or November, call me back and we'll just sue them or send them a threatening letter to sue them, because the system might have gotten screwed up. But I think that just the more we write to them, the more chances they have of messing with the NIW.
Oh, okay. So the denial of 485 for the EB1 will not have any impact on the NIW.
God willing. God willing.
Thank God.
Thanks for the call. Hey.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jim.
See ya. He made me happy. Happy guy. All right. Nathalia.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. I'm with my husband. He's going to explain the situation better because my English is not so good.
Sure.
Hi, Jim. Thanks for everything you've been doing and stuff like that. So our case is a marital-based green card. My wife came to the United States in November of 2024. We got married March of 2025, and we filed for her adjustment of status on April. And we actually have our interview next week. And we don't have any criminal issues or deportations or prior violations. What our question is do we need to have our attorney go with us to the interview? They want to charge a few extra $1,000 to just go with us to the interview. And they had suggested that we could be okay going without them, but we just want to get an additional idea if that was a good idea or not.
When on the day that you filed your wife's 485, was she beyond her 6 months entry?
No, when we filed it, we were not.
Okay. And she came on a visit visa?
Yes.
Do you know why the audio is messed up? Do you have like two phones on or something?
It should be better now.
Okay, cool. She came on a visa. Did you know each other before she came to the United States?
Yes, we had spoken online.
So what did she tell them was the purpose of her visit when she got her visit visa to the United States?
The purpose we told them where she was visiting, which she was. There was no intent to immigrate at that time.
How do you prove that?
Basically, the bags that she came with, we don't have any other proof of that except for her return flight home.
So had she been here before?
Yes, she had been in the United States 3 or 4 times prior. Not for me, but for just different parts of the country. Okay.
And then when she arrived in the United States on this last visit, did you pick her up at the airport?
Yes, I did.
And okay, so she's been living with you ever since you picked her up the night she arrived?
Correct.
I think they're going to think she probably had immigrant intent and give you guys a hard time at the interview. So I would definitely, I mean, even if you had said no to that, I would have said you should have a lawyer there. But now that you're telling me that, I would definitely have a lawyer there.
Okay.
I think they're going to give you guys a hard time. I think they're going to do a Stokes interview, and they're going to try to establish that she had immigrant intent when she came on this visit. Had you guys done any marriage planning before she arrived?
No, not at all. We actually only knew each other for about 1 month before she came here just to visit me, and things just went really well, and we just kept it going.
So then we can flip that on its head. Then, so there's an old lawyer joke. Well, it's not a joke. It's a bad question, but it's have you stopped beating your wife? And that's the reason that's a tricky question is because there's no right way to answer it. If you say yes, that means you used to beat your wife and now you don't. And then if you say no, that means you're still beating your wife. So that question about how did you know each other before entering and for how long did you know them before you married? So now it sounds like you only knew each other 3 months when you got married. Is that right?
It would be about 4 months before we got married.
Have either of you been married before?
I was about 15 years ago, and she was maybe 2 years ago.
Was she married when she got her visit visa to the United States?
Were you married?
No, I already divorced.
She was already divorced when she got her visiting visa.
So on her visit visa, she put divorced, not married.
No, not married.
You sure?
When you got your visa, were you married?
I was single in that moment.
She was single.
It was a long time ago, eight years ago.
Yeah, she got her visa in 2019 or 2018 or something like that.
Yes.
Did she fill out her visa application or did somebody fill it out for her?
I did it by myself.
So you're 100% sure that you put on there that you were single or divorced, not married. You're 100% sure.
Yes, in that moment I was single.
Okay, and is there an age gap for you two?
Roughly 9 years.
No, I know you keep saying that you're single. I get that. But my question is, do you have your DS-160? Usually for young, pretty women of a marrying age, they don't give them visit visas unless they think they're married.
Okay.
So
I just told them I had I'm veterinarian. So I had a congress here in the United States, and I showed them I was going to come to visit United States because I wanted to come to that congress, veterinary congress.
When you came through customs this time, did they say anything to you?
No, they just ask regular questions. What is your trip about? How long time? No more.
Okay. I think this is going to be a hard day at USCIS. I think they're going to give you guys a hard time.
Okay. So you would say that we should probably circle back to our lawyer and try to see about them coming?
I would try a whole lot harder than just try and see. I would have a lawyer at my interview.
Okay. We appreciate that because also with my previous marriage 15 years ago, it was someone who we did immigration benefits with as well.
I got distracted. So that's sort of on their fraud list. They think you're someone who just marries people to get them green cards. Is that person still in the United States?
I believe so. It was 15 years ago that we were actually divorced. We were married for like 4 years.
Yeah. It's all fair game. It's all stuff they could talk to you about.
Okay. And the lawyer would help, make sure we don't say something wrong, I'm guessing.
And I think a lawyer will cut down on them abusing you. And a lawyer will be able to keep track of what answers Nathalia gives and what answers you give. I think it'll be a faster interview. I think there's lots of value to having an attorney there on a case that I would say on a scale of messiness from 0 to 100, I would say this is about a 40.
Okay.
All right.
We're not a slam dunk, not an easy one, but there's a chance that the right person would make this very difficult.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying 60% good chance, 40% hard chance.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
I think with a very, 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 very quick marriage, a entry into the arms of the person she married just 2 months later, who she only knew a month, and a U.S. petitioner who had sponsored another foreign national for a green card 15 years ago, I think all those things make this a tough interview.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you for that.
Bye, guys. Thanks for the call.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for you.
All right. That was a good one. All right. Let's go to JJ. Hello.
Hey, are you hearing me?
I hear you just fine. Thank you.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I have a question. Well, I have two questions, one for myself and one for my friend. So I'm having serious difficulty with my wife after I apply for the U.S. Army National Guard, and we filed the to remove the condition of the green card, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to get a divorce right now because she agrees that we can get through the process and then get the divorce. So I'm wondering if I should get a divorce right now. And I also filed for my N400 through the army, so I'm wondering if I should just leave it, as it is, or should I get a divorce right now?
What does your gut tell you?
Or should I get a divorce right now?
Jay, can you hear me?
Leave it as it is?
What does your gut tell you?
Hello?
What does your gut tell you? What do you think is the right thing to do?
Are you hearing me, Jim?
All right, he's got serious audio problems. Perla, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Jim.
How you doing?
Hi. I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad to, speak to you.
Me too.
So my case is a little complicated. My mom, she was a resident alien, like she was a green card holder, and she applied for me in 1996 for the IA-17 Family Unity. I don't know if you know about this application. So it got approved. I mean, it was pending, sorry. And then we got out of the country. We went back to Mexico. And then we trying to come back. When we come back, I don't know, big mistake, but I claim to be U.S. citizenship. So they, long story short, they just told me to go back to Mexico, and that was it. I don't know exactly what my mom told them because they put her in a room. I don't know the story for sure, but they were pretty nice. That was at the border. So, I remained in the United States for until now, I would say over 20, 30 years,
Yeah.
25 years, sorry. So I've been renewing this work permit every 2 years. The last time I renewed it was in 2022. And for some reason, they never responded to me until now. It's been probably, I don't know, 2022, 4 years, 3.5 or so.
Okay.
So they're requesting me for evidence, like the RFE, like to have like showing continuous residency.
Okay.
So I spoke to a few lawyers, and it's so funny because I'm so confused right now. Some of them told me to ignore it and abandon this application because they're gonna deport me, obviously, for my record, um, and another misdemeanor that I have also. So another lawyer say, no, go ahead and respond because they're gonna deny, and then either way you're gonna be deported
Yep.
or receive a NATA, I believe.
Yeah, that's the beginning.
Um,
That's the beginning of deportation. Yep.
yeah, so I'm so confused. The good news is in 2022 I applied for U visa, and they sent me a work permit in February this year. And yeah, they say, oh, you're good because you have this C14, like the work permit. But I know that my story and my record and all this, so I don't know what to do. Should I just ignore it, or should I respond?
I could never tell someone to ignore an RFE without seeing it and all that stuff. But I think, tell me about the false claim to citizenship. How did that happen, and what do they know about that?
Well, I'm surprised because for years I consult lawyers and they say, I don't know why they're giving you this work authorization with this false claim. It's been 20 years, more than that. They've been renewing it to me.
How would USCIS know that you made where did you make the false claim to citizenship, and what?
Because I request the records for the FBI, and it shows there. It shows false claim, U.S. citizenship, but in the bottom it says withdrawal, like withdrawal of application.
What
So
application? Do you know?
I don't know, because
Was it an entry into the United States application?
I'm assuming, because I don't know exactly what my mom told them. They probably feel sorry for us, and they just told me to leave, to Mexico with my dad. They never sent me to a judge or had any deportation or like to seeing a judge at that moment. But right now, I know with the Trump administration, it's complicated to cases being renewed or accepted, I guess.
Well, and they just issued a new rule yesterday about false claims to citizenship, and they basically said if you've ever made a false claim to citizenship, you can't get another immigration benefit for the rest of your life.
Really?
Yep.
Even with the U visa?
I don't know about yes, it says for any benefits.
Oh.
So maybe there's a carve out for U visas, but I didn't see it today. I spent all day looking at this policy alert, and I'm going to go over it here as soon as you and I get off the phone. You can stay on. You can stay on and listen. But they are not going to forgive almost anybody who made a false claim to citizenship.
I see. So what do you recommend? Because I mean,
so you need to have somebody. It sounds like you've had two lawyers look at your case.
I had them already, but they have different versions. They told me one to abandon, or even told my mom to withdraw the application, but it doesn't make sense to me because it takes 3 months for them to receive the withdrawal, and I just have 2 more weeks to send their RFE documents they're requesting.
What are they asking for?
Continuous residency, like that I've been living in this address, and
Mm-hmm.
1 box that if I got out of the country or not, and since my work permit expired.
It probably doesn't matter either way.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go ahead and file the response, and as long as you're not telling them anything that isn't true, I think that's fine. But I don't think you're going to get a benefit.
Yeah, I mean, I know that. I'm aware. I just, keep renewing since I know it was going to be over one day.
Thanks for the call, Perla.
Thank you, Jim.
Bye-bye. All right. So on that note, let's look at the August 20th, 2025 policy alert. USCIS has updated the policy manual, and they're relying on a 2019 case. They've completely rewritten the section on false claims to citizenship, and they're doing it relying on a case from the Board of Immigration Appeals from 2019 called Matter of Zhang. So I'm going to tell you guys all about this, and I shot a video today about it, so it'll be up on Saturday. The revisions on false claims to citizenship signal a deliberate consolidation toward a rigid statutory approach to false claims to U.S. citizenship, where earlier guidance left room for officer discretion, sympathetic defenses, or interpretations that were flexible. The new manual narrows the universe of permissible arguments almost entirely to what USCIS contends Congress has expressly codified. So basically what they're saying now is if you make a false claim to citizenship, you're not going to get your next immigration benefit. You're not going to get a work card. You're not going to get a green card. You're not going to get any benefits. You're not going to be able to become a U.S. citizen. And it doesn't matter why you did it. It doesn't matter under what context you did it. It doesn't matter what your intent was when you made the false claim to citizenship. It's just a black letter rule that if there was a false claim to citizenship, you are getting probably into deportation proceedings and you're not getting any immigration benefits. It's a very, very harsh interpretation, and it's based on this case called Zhang. So in that case, there were two issues: whether a false claim to U.S. citizenship required proof of intent, and whether possession of a fraudulently obtained certificate of naturalization constitutes U.S. citizenship for immigration purposes. So Zhang was a citizen of China. He was admitted to the United States as a lawful permanent resident in 1991. He later purchased a fraudulent certificate of naturalization from an INS officer and used it to obtain benefits, including a U.S. passport and driver's license. DHS charged him as removable for falsely representing himself as a U.S. citizen. The immigration judge sustained the charge of removability but granted cancellation. Zhang appealed, arguing that the government had to prove that he had an intent to deceive when he made his false claim. Now, of course, the Board of Immigration Appeals picks the scummiest immigrant who did the scummiest thing, and that is purchasing fake citizenship certificates from USCIS. This is not a typical citizenship case, but that's what they choose to hang their hat on. In that 2019 case, though, the Board of Immigration Appeals said intent is not required. They said the statute contains no intent element, unlike other immigration provisions, which explicitly require willful misrepresentation. They say that if it was false and it was a representation, then you are hit with the consequences, which are no more immigration benefits. So defense is based on the age of the person that made the claim. Defense is made based on the mental capacity of the person who said they were a citizen, or lack of knowledge as to whether it was true or false, or lack of knowledge as to what the rules were. Under Zhang, those distinctions no longer matter, and they have now updated the policy manual effective to all cases, including those already on file, those about to be filed, and those that will be filed in the future. They're all going to be held to this higher standard. So now it's any immigration benefit. So no future immigration benefits for anybody who makes a false claim to citizenship. That's basically what they're saying. They don't care why you did it. They don't care what benefit you were after. They don't care what the purpose was of the false claim. They also tackled the issue of retraction. So you guys have been watching the show for a while. You all know about people who've called this show and said, oh, Jim, remember there was the guy that said, my wife signed me up for a driver's license, and apparently she clicked a box that got him his citizenship. And then you try to retract it. So that's called retraction. So they've made retraction a lot harder, right? Retraction must be immediate and voluntary, offered without government prompting. Retraction must be clear and unequivocal, with no reservations, no hedging, no backtracking. And if you correct only after being questioned about it, that doesn't qualify. So that's a place where USCIS is really going to look at prior applications. Retraction only works if it's made before the government acts in reliance, meaning before the benefit is granted, denied, or further actions taken. So very few retraction arguments are going to work now. As I mentioned, intent no longer matters. Also, the burden of proof now shifts. So now, if there's a claim, it's your burden to prove that you did not, that you fall within one of the exceptions. If you do not fall within one of the exceptions, then the hammer drops. So here's, moving forward, how an officer will determine whether or not you made a false claim to citizenship. 1, did you make a false claim to citizenship? 2, was it before or after September 30th, 1996? That's when President Bill Clinton's laws went into effect that made this a much more serious matter. Step number 3, determine whether the alien's false claim to U.S. citizenship was for any purpose or benefit under the INA or any other federal or state law. So I think marking a box saying that you're a citizen to get a state driver's license, even if you don't check the box, I think USCIS might consider that to be a false claim to citizenship. Obviously, they're claiming this as broadly as they can. Step 4, did the alien make a timely retraction to the false claim to citizenship? And step number 5, is the alien entitled to an exception or a waiver? So that's the other thing you need to understand, is that exemptions are only for SIJs, which are little kids, and registry applicants, which is something that's really old. The statutory exception, there is one statutory exception that applies. And they say that's the only one that applies because if Congress wanted more, they would have included more in the exception. So the exception is, were your parents U.S. citizens? Did you reside here before you were 16? And did you have a reasonable belief of citizenship? But if that's not you, then a false claim to citizenship is going to hang on you and keep you from getting any immigration benefit, including becoming a U.S. citizen. There are waivers for people like that lady on the U visa was asking. There's waivers for people who came as refugees, asylees, or trafficking victims, but that's it. So again, it's going to be strict liability. If you made this false claim, you're screwed. And whether this is legal or not, I don't know. I think it's going to be a hard one to challenge, but we'll have to wait and see. All right. Hope that helps Pearl and anybody else going through that process. Hey, I haven't checked on TikTok. If I'm living in the Dominican Republic without a visa and my interview for a CR1 is here, is it a problem? I don't know. It depends if you can get in the embassy. I don't know if they'll let you in. The U.S. embassy, that is. Sabrina, hello.
Hi, Jim.
Hi,
Can you hear
Sabrina.
me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I had a B1, B2 visa, and I was removed from the U.S. on August 1st because I work from my country with immigration attorneys in the U.S. And I also um, text a friend that I was going to see that I was going to literally check emails for a few minutes while I was waiting for um, the check-in in the hotel.
So you live in a foreign country. You came to the United States on a visit. When you're back in your home country, you work for a U.S. company. And so when you entered on your B1, B2, they asked to see your phone and they saw that you had work stuff in there and that you intended to check your emails, and they just treated that as coming here to work.
Well, the officer told me that me working in my country with US-based clients means I'm working illegally in the US, and I needed to file for a work permit or a work visa from the US.
That guy's a moron.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what happened, and they went through my phone for like 2 hours. And I told them, well, they saw the law firms that I work for were not in the same state what I was traveling to. And then my intention was literally just tourism, like going to restaurants and stuff. So they charged me with that. So my question is like, I have like a 5-year bar.
Yep.
And I consulted with other attorneys, and they're like, "Yeah, we can do a 212 D3 waiver."
Good luck with.
Yes.
Good luck with that. They're not. Why would they? They're not going to give you a visa for a very long time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's very expensive, and in my mind, it's like, why am I spending this amount of money on something that it's up to the officer, the consular officer, to give me the waiver or not?
Because the lawyers want to make money, not because it's good for you. It's a total waste of your money.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So would it be difficult to get like an L1A after the ban?
Well, let's just think of it this way. In their book, you have violated the non-immigrant provisions. The provision. Sorry, I'm tired. I've been talking all day. You have violated the immigration laws, and when somebody shows up at the embassy asking for a new visa, even after being removed and serving their time, I think that in 80% of the cases, whether Donald Trump's president or Biden's president, they're to just be like, no, there's no right to come to the United States. We're not giving you a visa. So you can hold out hope and see how things are. But if this had happened 5 years ago and you were calling me now, I would say go for it, but don't get your hopes up.
So it's the same thing for an L1A visa.
Sure.
And the same thing for K1.
You broke the law. K1 may be a little different.
Okay.
But again, you got the 5 years.
Yeah, so I'm saying like after the 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say maybe a K1 or an I-130. Like if you called me and said, I've been waiting 5 years, I've done my time, I have a romantic partner who's been coming to see me back in this country, and we are thinking about applying for a visa, and we're thinking about getting married, I would say get married. I wouldn't do a fiance case.
Okay.
All right.
And I also have another question. So when the officer was interviewing me, I have ex-boyfriends that are in the US, and they were asking if they ever paid for my flights, and I said yes. They were like, why? And I said, because I was in a romantic relationship with them. And they were asking if I have ever had sex in exchange of money and stuff like that. But so I didn't see anything on the paper that said they were charging me with prostitution, but on the sworn statement, that's what they're kind of trying to say, that because I had boyfriends, because I was in a relationship with people who are in the U.S. and I was going there to see them. I was, being a prostitute.
So you denied that, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about the recorded statement. That's okay. That's the least of your problems.
Okay. Well,
Hey,
thank you.
you mind telling us what airport it was?
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. People don't believe me when I tell them that CBP does bad things sometimes. Jorge, hello.
Hey, Jimmy, how you doing? Thank you for taking the time to answer our questions. Appreciate that.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll try to be quick. My wife came on a J1 visa as an au pair. She overstayed her J1 visa, and about a month later, she requested asylum. So she has now pending asylum, and basically we're getting ready to send the I-130 I-485 package. Do you see this being I guess I have multiple questions. Do you see this being a tough case under today's administration?
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I'm a U.S. citizen.
Born and raised?
No, naturalized about a few months ago, 8 months ago.
How did you get your green card?
Through marriage with my previous wife.
So that's what we call a pivot case. So that's where you received an immigration benefit by getting married, and now you want to give that marriage benefit to somebody else, right? So that's something that's on their list of things to be concerned about, just so you know. Okay.
Okay.
Next question. The J1 that she had, when did it start and when did it end?
It pretty much started about 3 years ago, and it ended about a year ago.
And under the J1 that she had on her DS 2019, was she subject to Rule 212E or was she not subject to Rule 212?
It was not.
You sure?
Yeah, it says duration of status on her. Yeah.
That's different. There's a little box that's down in the bottom left-hand corner that says the person is subject to 212E or is not.
Yeah, she's not subject to it.
Okay. All right, good. And then did she apply for asylum while she was in status or outside of status?
I believe that was after she was out of status.
Okay. And then, yeah. When you got married to your first spouse, were you in status or were you out of status?
I had a overstayed tourist visa at that point.
And if USCIS went and knocked on the door of your spouse who sponsored you for a green card and said, "Hey, tell me about Jorge," what would she say?
Yeah, I mean, she would prove that it was a real relationship, and she would probably tell them how it ended. Yeah, that would not be an issue.
How long were you together?
We were together for about 4 years.
Okay. And how long after did you get divorced, before your citizenship or after?
That was before.
So did you do your 751 with your spouse?
Yeah, I adjusted my status, and then like a few months later, became a citizen.
Okay. Did you get?
I got my conditions removed.
Yeah.
Then I became a citizen.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on a second, just real quick, Jorge. We'll turn off those ads. I didn't know that ads were coming on in the live show, so we'll turn those off eventually. We got to do it tomorrow. Juli, can you send me and Romel a note, please, about that? Jorge, in answer to your question, I think you might have a bit of a hard time. Let me ask you this. Is there anything in her asylum case that she's worried about not being true or being an exaggeration or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Did a lawyer file her asylum case, or did she do it by herself?
We haven't submitted things. We're like have pretty much everything ready. So I just want to get some general advice.
No. Asylum case. The asylum case.
Oh,
Did she
was a lawyer. Yeah.
She's a lawyer. Okay. All right. Okay. Keep going with your questions.
Should we include any of the asylum notices in the package, or should we be mentioning that she has a pending asylum, or?
Yeah, I would just to show that she, I would give her immigration history in the cover letter. Yeah.
Okay. And so when it's asking about her current status on the I-485, should we say like pending asylum, or like what should we type there for like her current status?
I'm sorry. Say
on the I-485
yeah.
form, there is a line where it says like, what's your current immigration status?
Asylum seeker.
Sorry?
Asylum seeker.
Asylum seeker. Gotcha. Okay. And I guess the last question would be, should we be submitting like 2 passport photos each, or should we be submitting 4 for the whole, I-130, I-485 package?
I have no idea. One of the great things is I don't do packets, so I don't know.
Okay. And I guess last question would be, if we do have an interview, do you think we should get a lawyer to go with us for the interview based on the situation?
First of all, you are going to have an interview because it's specifically on the list on a pivot case that you get an interview. Number 2, you should have an attorney handle this from start to finish, not just at your interview.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, thank you.
Thanks, Jorge. Let us know if you need help, okay?
Will do.
All right. Thanks. All right. There was a note up above. Robert said he needs an attorney. He shouldn't be doing this solo. Nolo. Dammy says, I don't mind the ads, but now they're going live over the show. So that's sort of crazy. Somebody from Afghanistan had a question. Here it is. And gave me a topic. My fiance is from a banned country, but NVC is still moving forward and asked me to pick a country with the U.S. Embassy because there isn't one in Afghanistan. I'm confused. That fiance case will not be approved. No visa will be issued during the Trump administration. You need to get married and start over. That's the answer to that. You need to get married and start over. Otherwise, you're just going to keep on waiting. All right. Let's go to Nay. Hello, Nay.
Hello.
How are you?
Oops, sorry. I'm good. How are you?
Great, thank you.
So a little bit of backstory. I'm petitioning for my husband, for his green card. We met in 2006. He got here with his parents in 2001. He was about 10, 11 months old.
How did he enter?
He entered without an inspection.
Okay. Did he get DACA?
Yeah, he got DACA. Yeah, this was like in 2017.
Does he still have DACA?
He still has DACA, yes.
Did he get advanced parole?
Yes, he did.
Did he leave and come back?
Yeah, he did leave and come back. That was in 2017.
Giddy up. That's my favorite case. Okay, so then what?
So we got married in 2022.
Yeah.
And we just submitted like our packet in July. Like they got our stuff in July. And they just let us know last week that we have our interview next month in September 18th. However, we didn't apply, like we didn't do our taxes together. Is that going to be an issue? Because me and him did our taxes married but filing separately.
So we take the position that it's much, much better if you have jointly filed taxes because it's more marriage evidence. If you say married but filed separately, that gives them pause.
I see. We have like other evidence together, like, our bills and other stuff. I mean, that's one of our main concerns. And like, they are going to ask us, why we didn't file. And I mean, we do have our own explanation, but we're kind of like, what do we say?
What's the truth? To save money?
No. So basically, in 2022, when we got married, we went to live with his parents' house. So we didn't have any financial responsibility. And then we moved out in 2023. And we didn't think about filing taxes together because we weren't thinking of doing any, we didn't think of filing for a green card because he had DACA up until this new administration when we heard like them threatening to stop DACA, then that's when we were like, okay, well, we have to do something, so his future can be secure in this country.
You should have applied 3 years ago, sister. DACA's nothing. DACA's Trump turns it off, it's off.
Right. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like,
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, if you have lots and lots of other evidence, do you have any kids or anything?
no, we don't have any kids.
Yeah. If you have, I mean, do you live together?
We live together.
Lease, house, what?
Yeah, we have a mobile home together.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm not gonna, I mean, that's not gonna be the focus of this case. The focus of this case is gonna be his entry and all that stuff. False claim to citizenship, all that stuff.
Okay, so do you think that our case looks good? And what are the chances of us getting approved?
I would say the chances look good. I would say your chances will be better if you have an attorney with you and have an attorney prepare you for what's going to come, because they'll probably separate you.
Okay.
I mean, 3 years together is good.
Mm-hmm.
But 24 years out of status is hard.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so he's been out of status for a really long time. If he paid you to get into a marriage or pays for you to live in the mobile home so that he can get a green card, that's the framework they view every marriage.
I kind of don't understand when you say that because he got DACA when how old are you? Like
DACA is
20?
nothing. DACA doesn't mean anything. He's out of status. He's been out of status since the day he got here.
Right.
And from their point of view, they hate DACA. So they think he hasn't been following the law for 24 years. He probably lied and told someone along the way that he was a U.S. citizen. He probably married this lady to get a green card. He's a liar. I should not believe anything that he's saying. And I'm going to do everything I can to not give this guy a green card. That's how they view him.
I see. Okay. He also like owes to the IRS in the state of Maryland in total maybe a little over 40K. Is that going to be an issue? I mean, he already like started like a payment plan and stuff. Will they say anything against him for that?
So again, this is why you should have applied 3 years ago. Just 3 days ago, they came out with a new rule that says that they have greater discretion in looking to people in giving all kinds of immigration benefits. And one of the things that they can look at is whether someone pays their dues, pays their taxes, pays what they owe. So yeah, that's not good.
I see. Okay. So how are the chances looking like now?
It's still an approvable case, and frankly, Nate, to be completely honest with you, Jim, I haven't been to a green card interview. Well, I've probably been to maybe 3 or 4 a year for the last 3 years, right? I've started agreeing here in the office to go to green card interviews because I want to see what it's like now. So you're going to this interview in a couple of weeks, right after 3 really big sets of changes on adjustment and stuff. So I think in the last 2 weeks, your case got a lot harder to get approved. Still approvable, still a possibility of getting approved, and he's still safe because he's got DACA, but much harder than it needed to be.
Okay, what can we do now to get our chances higher?
I think you've done everything you can do.
Okay.
Other than hire an attorney, and it doesn't have to be me. I'm just saying.
We do have an attorney. And our next question was going to be, should we take him with us to the interview?
So now you know my answer to that, right?
Yeah, we should.
Good luck, Nate. Let us know how it goes, okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Yep. My people, my people. DACA is jack squat. It's great. As Robert said, we write letters to President Obama's library and thank him for DACA. We thank him for advanced parole. We thank Professor Steve Legomsky, who was at Washington University and went to work for President Obama and basically developed DACA. But it's this much in the scheme of things when compared to a green card, right? This much compared to a green card. It's literally the flip of a switch. If Trump had better lawyers and done things the right way 4 years ago, DACA would have been gone a long time ago. Hello, BDS. Good to see you, brother. $40,000 in back taxes, that's going to be a big problem too. Lots of bad stuff. Tough. Jen Golding, hello.
Hi, Jim. Thank you so much for accepting me.
Of course. How you doing?
A little bit on the worried side now.
Lay it on me.
All right, so my husband came up on a J1 visa. He had it before in 2018. We applied for his J1 waiver. He had the condition to go back home, so we applied for it in 2023. His program was up in 2024. So now he's quote unquote undocumented. We still went ahead with a lawyer, and that lawyer put in the forms for the I-130 and the I-485.
Without the approved waiver?
Right, without the approved waiver. We gave him all the evidence. The only thing that we were short of is having a lease on his name because his driver's license was up. And in the state of Florida, I don't know if it's demons living in the administrative part of the world, but they are so hard on us.
There are demons in Florida government. There's a demon at the head of the Florida government.
But they gave us a hard time, but we persevered and we got his name. He got a driver's license. So we got the denial August the 7th, and now we just don't trust that lawyer anymore because back in March they sent us evidence. I think it's called RFE, request for evidence.
Yeah.
Right. So they sent that to us, and in the denial letter, they said that they requested that RFE and they did not get a response. When I checked the tracker and read that letter back, all it asked for was the medical evidence, the immunization, and all that other stuff. We sent all of that back to the lawyer, and he kept claiming that he sent all of it. I'm so confused on why they would ask or why they would deny us for that. But the denial stated that they denied us for a bona fide marriage because we do also have an almost 2-year-old child. We met in 2020. We have been dating throughout that whole time. We got married after or before having our son. So you would think that they have established that timeline, and we sent in all that evidence apart from pictures because the lawyer never asked us for that. I thought that was weird, but
weird. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we sit here right now, your husband is still subject to Rule 212E, hasn't satisfied the 2 years outside the United States, is out of status, and does not have a waiver for his 212E obligations, right?
Right.
So this green card case cannot be approved unless and until such a waiver is obtained.
Okay, so to give you I'm so nervous. I'm sorry. So I'm like it's all over the place.
It's just
So okay. We did get that letter of denial for the waiver too. So my question would be, what can we do? Should we file a motion to reconsider it or reapply or just do the whole thing over again?
What country is our friend from, your husband?
Jamaica. He's Jamaican.
And
we're both Jamaican.
When he came to the United States, was he like working in the travel industry, like hotel or something?
Yes, he was in a hotel, working in a hotel as a chef.
And so every time he came, it was for what? 1 year, 6 months, 2 years, what?
1 year, because for the first J1 that he came on, he came 2018 and he went back home after it ended. And for this trip, because we met, I don't know, and then I guess because we were having a baby, so he felt the need to just say, I can't go and leave you here by yourself with the baby, with our son. So
Okay.
that was his decision. I really told him to go home, but I men don't listen. Most of them don't.
What when did they deny? So they denied the I-130 and they denied the 45.
Yes, on August the 7th, they sent us a written letter.
Did they
August the 7th.
did they send your husband a notice to appear in immigration court?
No, no. I check it every day, and this the status on the thing is still NA. And they did not send us a letter either. I check the mailbox every day.
Okay, good. Okay. Now, did your lawyer sign the forms that you sent to USCIS?
That I did not know. I do not know because he's in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, I
We
guess what
haven't.
the reason I
Right.
asked you that is because I want to make sure that he is in fact a lawyer. Are you sure he's a lawyer?
Guessing from what my husband had implied, yes.
Oh,
I'm going with yes. I
that
have never
doesn't.
met this person. I don't know this person, Mr.
Okay.
Jim. So from the information I know, I'm going with yes. I'm 95% sure.
Well,
I have that 5% of no.
so when we represent someone, we have an attorney-client agreement. Did you sign such an agreement with this person?
No, we did not.
Yeah. I believe this person's. Did this person also supposedly help you with the waiver?
No, I submitted that on my own. I did a lot of research for months. I also consulted with paralegals who have done it before. So I
Mhm.
went over it, and they gave me the green light. I think like 3 to 4 persons,
But
paralegals,
it got
that
denied.
said to submit it. Yes,
Do you
I
have
got
any
denied for the waiver as well.
Do you have any sense as to whether Jamaica really fights on these waivers? I would think that Jamaica would be, we don't care. I mean, he's just coming here to work. It's not like he's getting his PhD and the Jamaican government paid for 12 years of his study. He was just here working.
Well, if I remember from the objection letter, they approved it. So I would think they're not against, because I myself is, well, as we know, the administrations were different, but I was neutralized or naturalized during the Obama administration. So
How did you get your green card?
through my family, my mom and my stepdad.
Okay. So I think you need our help or you need some other attorney to help you because you're basically not only are you not starting from scratch, you're starting from behind because as you know, you're checking every day, he might get put into removal. But as we sit here right now, we have not moved the ball forward at all. The ball has not
Right.
moved forward at all, other than to alert USCIS that we have someone here in the United States with a denied I-130, denied I-45, and who lacks any legal status.
Wow.
So he is subject to detention and removal very, very easily. It's not, especially in effing Florida, and you know where he's going to go down in Florida. And I don't say this to
Right.
scare you. I don't think you had a real lawyer helping you. If not, you had a lawyer. I mean, did the lawyer send you a complete scanned-in copy of everything that was filed when the case was originally filed?
No.
Did the lawyer send you a scan of everything that was allegedly filed in response to the request for evidence that you received in March?
No.
So if the person is a lawyer, they're not a very professional lawyer. Everybody watching this show, anybody who's dealing with an attorney, you should always ask for a complete copy of anything that goes out in your name. You want to see the RFE response, you want to see the original filing, and you sure as hell want to make sure that you have an attorney a client agreement before you give somebody money. How much money did this person charge you altogether?
To be honest, it was less than 6,000. USD.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that I mean, Huli has your contact information. We can reach out, but you guys are starting over and you're on the clock because you got to get that waiver. You got to get an I-130, and we can try to help you get the file from the attorney if it was an attorney, right?
Right.
So we'll follow up tomorrow, okay?
All right. Thank you so much, Jim. You have a great rest of your evening.
You too. Bye-bye. She said under 6,000. I guess I'm not charging enough. We charge 5,500 for a regular green card case. Now we charge more for the waiver and everything. I'm very interested to see. Huli, send me Jen's number. I'd like to follow up with her myself because I'd like to try to figure out if this person is indeed an attorney. I don't think so, but man, that attorney or notario or fake lawyer did nothing to move the ball forward, and they're probably shifty. They probably can't sue. They probably could sue them, but they can't get the money back, right? That's really, really bad. All right. Roy from Buffalo. Hello.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Well,
thank you for hosting the show. I follow your YouTube channel and I really appreciate what you're doing.
yep.
So I just quickly go to my question. So I want to file for N400 while my I-751 is pending.
Great.
And I got my green card in 2021 through marriage. But now I'm concerned about a 9-day out of status in 2019 while I was in F1 visa. I was between two academic programs and there was a 69 days gap. So I overstayed by 9 days.
Before your green card?
Yeah, before my green card.
They can't do anything about that.
Okay, so do you think I should mention that in my N400 as a demonstration of good moral character, or
no?
I shouldn't mention it because it was overlooked or forgiven when I got my green card?
I would not say that it was overlooked. I would say it was forgiven. But you're not going to bring it up. There's no reason to bring it up. It has nothing to do with your naturalization case.
Okay, but you just said that it was so I should not mention them that I was out of status for 9 days.
What I'm saying is, you don't say that it was overlooked, because that means that they sort of didn't notice it. It didn't have anything to do with whether you got your green card. You got your green card through marriage to a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
So the fact that you were out of status for 9 days didn't matter then, and it doesn't matter now. So do not bring it up.
Okay, got it. And another question about the good moral character. So I saw your video yesterday, and do you think we should demonstrate positive good moral character to support our application in N400?
So we had a debate about that in the office today, and my crabby attorneys, frontline attorneys, are basically saying, we're just going to file it the way we always do. But I think if you have such evidence, that filing it, including it in your initial filing, is fine. But if you want to save it for your interview, that's fine too.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for the feedback. That's all I had.
Bye, Roy. See you, buddy. N600. Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for your team, and God bless you and your family. I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm a U.S. citizen, and I have 3 children. So I apply for them to come in overseas. One of them just coming, and I'm thinking and he get him green card. So I'm thinking to apply for N600.
Yeah.
So my question, when you try to make an insurance for him, the insurance reject him application and he send it to Medicaid. And I called the Medicaid and I tell him, I didn't need the Medicaid. I need to. He said, no, you have to start over again to start all the application. Anyway, so I started the application and I waiting 7 days. I go to the office and I see the application have a misinformation. So like he's not U.S. citizen.
What's the misinformation?
So he write the lady with me in the phone. She write him as he is U.S. citizen. So I called them again and I tell him no, this is misinformation. I need to correct this one. They say, oh, well, your application is already dropped off, is not valid no more. So you need to start over. So I don't know what can I do with this one.
So your son entered on a green card?
Yeah, he get him green card for 10 years. Yeah.
So this is really interesting. So N600s are different than all other kinds of cases, okay? So here, I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this to you because it's sort of confusing, okay?
Yes, sir.
When you apply for an N600, you are asking USCIS to give you documentation that you already are a citizen.
Yes, sir.
You're not changing from a green card holder to a citizen like you, the dad, did, right?
Yes, sir.
Your son, he came on an immigrant visa. He's under the age of 18. He entered the United States on an immigrant visa, and he has his green card. He is, in fact, a U.S. citizen. So actually, that's not misinformation on the form.
Okay, thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Like, I know this will sound strange, but every immigration lawyer dreams of the day where somebody comes in and says, Jim, I'm in deportation. And you sit down and you realize they can't deport this person because he's already a U.S. citizen. That's your son. He is a citizen. So the certificate of citizenship is to get documentation, and you should do it. I know it's expensive, but you should do it for each of your kids that establishes in USCIS records that he is a citizen. But he's already a citizen. You were a citizen on the day he entered, right?
Yes, sir.
So he's already a citizen.
Okay. So can I ask you more question, please?
Of course.
Okay, so so the Medicaid is not, can I apply for him for a Medicaid or no? Because I still, I have two children, don't come in yet. It's still in the process for the counseling and all these things. So do you think it's bad for him, or I don't have to apply for a Medicaid? I never get the benefit. I didn't never get touch with the Medicaid or anything.
Why did he come first? Why didn't they all come together?
Oh, he will reach 18 years old, so I transfer him to another counseling to get appointment
Smart.
because yeah, so this is what I did. So he get an appointment and he do the process and he get interview and finish everything and he just came.
Okay.
So the
I guess
so
the
then
question is, when are you going to bring the other ones?
when you finish the process, because I can afford to get to another counseling and booking all the travel and make the physical exam and all these things is
So
extremely expensive.
You're just going to do them one at a time.
Yeah, because the still is young, is not this age, like 15, 12, so still have a time.
All right. So what's the question? That could impact the fact that he gets public aid in the United States could affect a public charge for the other kids. If he was here by himself, I wouldn't care about it, but that is a good point to be concerned about the other kids' cases.
Okay, thank you. So so I am eligible to file for him as a N600 or not, because I get my citizenship in 2023.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have to send like a social security report or anything like that.
What do you mean?
Like I read online, you have to be eligible for 5 years to be filed for N600. That I don't know this is right or wrong.
So you became a citizen in 2023. When did you start living in the United States?
2018.
Yeah. No, I think they're citizens. I mean, maybe applying, maybe you might want to talk to a lawyer before you apply, but I'm 99% sure the first one's a citizen.
Okay. So so I have a question. This application, he say you have to physically present in United States. So you have to write all the date you are in the United States. This is since I'm coming or since I'm be a US citizen?
Since you came.
Since you came. Okay.
That's why I asked
Okay.
you. You started in the United States. Yep.
Okay. So he will be have a ceremony or interview or something?
Not an interview. They do this little cheesy ceremony where they bring him down and they sort of swear him in. It's a little different than yours. They do them probably once a month. It's a little ceremony. It's not bad, but no, there's no interview.
Yeah, thank you very much. So the last question. So when he did him N600, he will review my history of
That's the most important.
like
You have to prove up. You have to prove that you lived here for 5 years after you turn 14. Yep. At least 3 of which were after you turn 14. Yep.
so I have to send the social security report or something?
You need to show. You need to send them every piece of evidence that you've lived here since 2018. Don't send the minimum.
Okay.
Send the maximum. Send as much as you can.
Okay. Okay. So I have to be 5 years at least.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, when I do this, the N600 is he will review my history of my immigration,
Yeah.
or okay.
It's the most important part of the case.
Okay, so he have to review all my history of the immigration.
And when you say he, you mean USCIS, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for the call.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. God bless you.
Good luck, brother. All right, let's go to Excited Carol. Hello.
Oh yeah, hi Jim. Didn't expect to be called, but nice to meet you and thank you for doing the show.
For sure.
So my question is kind of similar to a question you received recently on the show. I came via B2 visa as a minor, and then due to mishap with our attorney, the asylum case was not filed on time, so I've got about 30 days of overstay. And now when I adjust via I-45, I-130, my attorney is very confident in adjusting. But hearing all these stories about NTAs being issued makes me a little worried. Because I did have some 30 days of overstay. And now that I'm married, my understanding is I cannot go back to my parents' asylum case since I've now aged out of it because I'm married. Uh, how complicated do you see this case being?
When did you enter?
2017?
So you're saying your parents applied for asylum like 7 months after arrival?
Yeah, there was about 30 days of overstay.
Was there ever an interview on the asylum case?
No, it's still pending.
Have you been formally severed from the immigration case?
No.
So technically, you're still under the jurisdiction of the immigration court.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention that was a affirmative asylum, so it's with USCIS, not the
Oh, right.
immigration
Right.
court.
No, I wasn't. I jumped ahead. Right. You. Okay, that's good. Okay. So as we sit here right now, I believe they're setting the stage to start issuing NTAs to people that start the immigration process out of status. So far, we haven't seen that happen yet. The rules right now seem to suggest that they're doing it after a denial. So I think you're okay. We're still filing those cases. We are talking to people about the consequences of it, but I think I would generally agree with your attorney that this is it a strong relationship? Do you have good records and history and everything?
We've been together since high school for 5 years.
Yeah.
We go to the same college together now, so yeah, we have pretty good history.
I think you're fine. Go for it. I would go for it.
Okay. And I guess I was originally going to do it myself, but then after seeing all those changes, I decided to hire an attorney.
Yeah.
My only question is, if worst comes to worst and they do issue an NTA, how, in your experience, how often do people, get let out on bond because they entered with a visa, and how effective is adjusting your status in the immigration court via, family petitions?
It's more expensive. It takes a lot longer. Right now, nobody's really seen that play out. I mean, we've adjusted people in court before based on an approved I-130. But like on a massive scale, we haven't really seen that. We don't really know how everyone's going to handle it. Any criminal stuff, any DUIs, anything like that?
No, just like infraction traffic tickets, that's all.
Yeah, I would say high likelihood of getting out on bond. And I would file this thing really fast. If I were you, I'd file. Are you married already? Yeah.
Yeah, we are married already. We're just waiting for we're originally going to file 2 weeks ago, but then our joint sponsor hasn't filed his taxes yet.
Hmm.
And we don't want to be hit with an RFE and be under like a 30-day crunch to provide most recent
Did
taxes.
he get an extension?
Yeah, he got extension till October.
So you can apply with 23, 22, and 21 and point out that he has the extension.
Oh, yeah, we're thinking about that. My attorney just told me that we can do that if you want to, but if we get an RFE and he's not able to get it done in 30 days, you'll get your case denied. So we just figured give it like 1 or 2 more weeks to get the taxes done and then file all together.
I'd file that bad boy as fast as I can, but what do I know? Good luck.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
Bye. All right, let's go to have questions. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for taking me. I have 2 approved TPS cases. I am from the Bahamas. I was approved because of my dad. He's from Haiti. But when I first entered, I didn't know about asylum. But the second year, I started to know about asylum. And I don't know like how to apply for it, like how to go about it, like what type of documents do I need? Because as of right now, I'm lost. And it's like I'm desperate. And I was speaking to the attorneys, but it feels like they're trying to take advantage of it because they know the position that I'm in right now. So I was like, I will come on your show, try and ask questions. Like,
Go ahead.
what procedures do I need to do? Like, what steps do I need to do for this asylum case?
So when did you enter?
October 2021,
And when does your last TPS run out?
February 3rd, 2026.
When did you get TPS?
Last year, August.
So when you got TPS, you were here out of status for more than 1 year.
Correct.
Have things in Haiti gotten worse since you arrived in the United States?
I'm from the Bahamas.
Right. Sorry. So do you right now, as we sit here today, have the right to go back and live in the Bahamas?
Not as of now. I got a parole approved also when I was unable to go back because of the condition.
Wait, are you a citizen of the Bahamas?
Correct.
Because you're a citizen of the Bahamas, do you have the right to go live there?
Yeah.
You have the right to go live in the Bahamas 24/7 for the rest of your life.
But with the situation, not now.
So my question is, if you got on a plane right now, do you have
Yes.
Bahamas
Yes.
passport and you could go live in Bahamas and stay there for the rest of your life?
Yes.
You can't get asylum in the United States.
Okay.
I got confused because you said your dad's from Haiti and you got your TPS from Haiti, but I forgot that you were a citizen of Bahamas. If you're a citizen of the Bahamas, the reason that people get asylum is because they have nowhere else to go.
Okay.
If you have the right to live in Bahamas or Mexico or Netherlands, then you can't get asylum in the United States.
Even if you have a condition, the reason why you left?
Oh, you're asking me, can you get asylum in the United States because of things in Bahamas?
Yeah, I left because of a situation. I have limited evidence. That's why I said I want to come on and ask you
Sure.
questions.
Is it a something that the government's doing to you?
Government and people.
So if you're asking me, Jim, what do you think of the likelihood that the United States is going to say that the Bahamian government is doing things to people that warrants asylum, and they're going to file for that asylum a year late, beyond the 1 year of entry? I think the chances of success are extremely low.
Okay.
If that's what you're asking me.
Yeah.
Whenever you file for asylum, it always has to track U.S. foreign policy. And as far as I know, USCIS isn't concerned about the government or illegality in Bahamas. So I think it'd be a very, very hard case.
Yeah, like I said, when I first came, I didn't know about asylum.
All right. Well, good luck. Thanks for the call.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. That'll do it. We did another hour and a half. Tomorrow's Friday, so no show tomorrow. We'll be back on Saturday, though. Isn't tomorrow Friday? Yeah, Julie's saying yes. Okay. No show tomorrow. Today is Thursday. That's right. And we'll be back on Saturday. Nor has softball. So Saturday, it'll be around 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that, probably 2:30. We'll be back on Saturday for a show. And tomorrow, we'll post our video on the new false claim to citizenship that we were talking about. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Brent. Good to see everybody. Thanks, Dammy. Thanks, everybody, for watching the whole show. We had a shitload of people watching. If you need to get a hold of us, 314-961-8200. Email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. If you're just looking for free resources, we got a ton of them. We got TikTok at Immigration Hacking. We have our Facebook group with 15,000 immigrants in it called Immigrant Home. We have our YouTube channel that you can subscribe to and turn on the alert. So whenever I go live or whenever I post a new video, you'll find out. And we also have this show. If you want to text the word show, 314-470-3300, text the word show, SHOW, you'll get an alert whenever we're going live like we are on Saturday, like I said, around 2:30 or 3. Thanks, everybody. Big ups to all the arties. Good night. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.